Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
Good evening. It's been such a beautiful Monday. What a way to start the week. But I want to give us some context when it comes to the weather we're going to be experiencing, not just today, but this whole week. So let's talk averages. 84 degrees is the average high in Providence for this time of year, at TF Green, I should say, so technically in Warwick. But I will tell you this is the hottest it gets here. This is our highest average high. So should we go above that number? It's technically pretty toasty, but we haven't been there today. We have been largely below average across most of southern New England today as our airflow is coming out of the northwest. We'll talk more about that in just a second, but let's go over the numbers first. Providence right now looking like the actual high for today is going to clock in at 81 degrees. Now we're down to 79, 77 in Smithfield, 80 in Westerly, Newport, and New Bedford at 78. Sunshine all around. What a day. Again, here's a look at those winds, mostly out of the north-northwest, depending on where you live, and that's bringing cooler, drier air into the region. We're switching over to a new air mass. And oftentimes when we do that, it gets a little bit gusty out there. So don't be surprised if you get gusts into the upper teens, even some wind speeds, those 1 minute averages into the teens today. Something to keep in mind as you're heading out the door. But otherwise, it's just quiet, it's comfortable, it's calm. Oh, that's nice. Satellite and radar showing you it's not just us here at home, but really looking all over New England and even into the mid-Atlantic as well, as high pressure is setting up. It is large and in charge. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute. But let me just tell you, it's the dominant weather for us this week. Overnight tonight, that cool, dry air really takes hold and temperatures get down into the 50s. Depending on where you live, you could be pretty close to 50 degrees waking up tomorrow. I think most of us, though, are between 53 and give or take 57 or so. Windows open tonight, not a bad idea. Cool, dry air throughout the region. Might feel a little bit crisp as you're waking up tomorrow morning. I'd say tomorrow morning is a sweatshirt morning. I know that's what I'm going to be doing as I'm waking up and getting out the door. Highs tomorrow still going to be technically below average. Remember, I said the average for this time of year is 84. So when we're looking at, let's say, 79 in Providence tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit cooler, but it's not like it's chilly. We're still in the upper 70s for the most part as we head inland. Low 70s to mid 70s as we get to the coast. 74 for Narragansett tomorrow, 74 for Newport and for Westerly. 77 as we get to Hope Valley and East Greenwich, and Bristol looking at 76. Back into northern Bristol County, Massachusetts, 77s across the board. It's like the weather lottery with the numbers here, one after the other, not too shabby. And then as we look back down toward the coast, most of us in that same range, 75 to 77 degrees for Westport, Fall River, and New Bedford as well. You get the picture, right? A little below average, but with the sunshine, it's still going to feel super nice tomorrow. I hope you take advantage of it. Now, as we move through the week, again, that dominant force, high pressure, you can actually see it here when we look at the upper air. How can you see it? Well, look at this big lump as you're getting into southern Canada, that big bulge. That's what we call a ridge. It's an area of high pressure in the upper atmosphere. And again, this is taking hold of the forecast this week. But something happens as this ridge sticks around. And that something is the heat building underneath it. So while tomorrow is going to be below average, we flip that switch as we move into the middle and end of the week. Look at this, 86 for Thursday, but 92 for Friday. And the humidity is going to go up as well. So while we feel super comfortable, I would say through early Thursday, humidity does go up on Thursday. Temperature is going to be all right, but then we get to 90 and it's going to feel super toasty. Most of us will have those feels like temperatures toward 100 degrees. So make sure you're staying hydrated, but in the meantime, enjoy this sunshine.